Austin Mack or Keelon Russell? Hi, my name is Brian Smith, longtime college football recruiting analyst. We are breaking down the Crimson Tide and their quarterback profiles. It's going to be either the big guy or the five-star. Which quarterback leads the Tide in 2026? Kaelen DeBoer needs it to work out because last year quarterback play was good, but it's more than just throwing the football around to win games, as we saw. Did you know that Alabama was 125th at 104.1 yards per game rushing? That is part of quarterback play. And a lot of that falls on the staff. They have to really focus on how to run the ball better. And that begins with the quarterback getting them in the right plays, the right formations, all of that. They need to focus on it in the offseason, especially with an inexperienced quarterback. It is a very good idea. We're going to be discussing all of those things, and it leads into the end of the show. Playoff or bust? Does Alabama make the playoff? I'm not so sure. They lost a lot of players in the trenches. I still need to see the run game. We'll talk about that later. Ryan Williams, is he going to be back at an elite level? He fell off last year. Why? They threw the ball all around, but he became really the fourth option. Watson Brooks, obviously Horton, obviously Bernard. They had good players, but Ryan Williams falling off. Why? We need to discuss that. And we're going to be discussing the run game, how it can be more balanced, because Alabama still had over 20 rushing touchdowns. If they could just run the ball a little bit better, like 150 yards a game, this could be as good an offense as there is in college football. But it starts with whether it's Austin Mack or Keelon Russell, and I just want to give my take on them right here. Number one, let's start with Mack. He played a little bit this past year. He came over from Washington with DeBoer and his staff. And he's a guy that didn't have a ton of opportunities, but this past season, for whatever it's worth, 24 32, 75%, 228 yards, 7.1 yards per attempt, 2 scores, no picks. This is a big dude. Listed at 235, and I question that. I think he's closer to 250. He's a big guy. I don't know what he'll be next year, but arm strength is not a problem. He has a big-time arm, and he's played a little bit. He was in at the end of the game against Indiana. Let's see what he can do this spring. But it's not going to be that easy. Keelon Russell comes in from Duncanville High School last year as the number one recruit in the land by many people. Many also thought that he was about as good a fit for what Alabama wants to run as you're going to see. He's mobile enough to be a guy that can beat you in RPO, quarterback draws, or just any kind of ad-lib situation, but he is primarily a passer. Originally a commitment to SMU. He got bigger a little bit later. He was a late developer, if you will, and he just exploded his last 2 years of high school. And to be honest, it's just fun watching him throw the ball. If you want some entertainment, go look up Keelon Russell in his huddle film from high school. He's really good. To that end, is he ready to beat out a guy that's going to be in his 4th year of college football? Austin Mack will be a redshirt junior, while Keelon's only a redshirt freshman. I don't know. That's why you got to go through spring ball. That'll take care of itself. But they should push each other. And they both have enough mobility to cause problems. I think Russell might be more mobile. We'll see. But I like both of them. Here's my one big question, though. Regardless of the passing game, I think we all know DeBoer and his staff, they do a great job figuring that out. Will they be committed in the offseason, not only as a staff, but both the quarterbacks to understanding to unlock everything? And we'll get to Ryan Williams here in a minute. They have to unlock the run game. I want to say this again because it's really hard for me to fathom. The Alabama Crimson Tide, out of 136 teams, finished the 2026 season at 104.1 yards per game, which is 125th out of those 136 teams. That is horrific. 21 rushing touchdowns is pretty good, but you didn't focus on it in the offseason. That's on Kaelen DeBoer. That's on the rest of the staff. And even Ty Simpson. They didn't focus enough in the offseason. And when you play elite teams, not just good, but elite teams like Oklahoma's defense, etc., it becomes much more difficult to move the football, especially 3rd and short, goal line, red zone, anything where it's a tough situation and they put more guys in the box. Alabama was pedestrian at best. And they don't lack talent at running back either. They've got some guys. Now, here's the key. It's not just running the ball, it's win. Sometimes you got to audible out of that passing play. Young quarterbacks First-year starters, sometimes they don't do that. So while the stats aren't really there for me to discuss for either of Austin Mack or Keelon Russell, it will be what's between the ears that I'm most interested in. When we come back, we're going to talk about Ryan Williams. They lost some guys like Bernard to the NFL. Can Alabama get Ryan Williams back on track? That is next, right here on the Portal Podcast. Today's show is brought to you by our friends at FanDuel. Ever wanted to experience the NBA Finals live and in person? FanDuel is giving you the chance to turn that dream into reality with the NBA sweepstakes. Here's how it works. Use your profit boost on any NBA future, and you'll automatically be entered for a shot to win an NBA Finals trip for two. That's right. Flights, tickets, the whole experience. Doesn't matter what you want to go with, who's going to be the conference champion, the NBA champion, whatever it may be. Whatever NBA future you want to go with on FanDuel, that is up to you. Just visit FanDuel.com to get started. Use your profit boost on an NBA future and get entered for your chance to win a trip to the NBA Finals. Play your game with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. FanDuel is our first and Indeed is our second sponsor today because the workplace chaos, it is here. Deadline stacking up, inbox overflowing, and the one position that you still have to fill, it's sitting open. When the pressure's on and you need that right hire, this is a job for sponsored jobs. Indeed, sponsored jobs helps you reach the people who actually fit what you're looking for. Skills, experience, location. So you're not just hoping the right candidate stumbles across your posts. And in the roughly minute that I'll be speaking, 27 hires on average per the data at Indeed are hired worldwide. So if you're hiring, spend less time searching and help yourself out with Indeed sponsored jobs. Just go to Indeed.com/podcast. Again, that's Indeed.com/podcast right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? This is a job for Indeed sponsored jobs. Take your game to the next level with the Everydayer Club. Check it out down below. The best part about it, pretty simple. $5 a month or $50 a year. No ads for your audio. Check it out down below, the Everydayer Club. Now let's talk about Ryan Williams. Look, this is straightforward. I was shocked, not surprised, shocked at how much Ryan Williams fell off towards the end of the 2025 season. And I really don't know what it was, but he became the fourth option. I've seen Ryan Williams play live multiple times. I've seen him run sprints. I've seen him make guys miss and look stupid, all in person. It's hard to define. It's bad enough on TV how gross he can be. Trust me, from 10 feet away, it's even more impressive. Having stated that, he was, again, really their fourth option at the end of the year. Watsier Brooks, Isaiah Horton, obviously Jeremy Bernard. They had other good receivers, don't get me wrong. But Ryan Williams was, at part of his freshman year, their number one. What happened? They have to get him back on track. And again, I'm just going to keep bringing this up. One of the main reasons that he will be back on track is actually not focusing about throwing the ball to him. No. It's that run game. When you have to put an extra defender in the box and Ryan Williams is out wide, good luck. Motivate him with single coverage. Even if he ain't motivated, I'm telling you, that is a guy that is elite as it gets in terms of just sheer speed. In high school, as a sophomore, he was a 10-3 guy, and he wasn't healthy. They must find a way to get Ryan Williams unlocked. And if they do, I don't care if it's Austin Mack or if it's Keelon Russell. It will not matter. He can have a 65-catch, 1,000-yard season. 7-8 touchdowns wouldn't be a problem. It would probably be double digits. The run game, the run game, the run game. That is the key to getting Ryan Williams back on track for Alabama. And if they do not, this next part will fall apart. And what is it? The playoff expectations. Right now, I don't have Bama in my 2026 playoff. They have to show me, after that pathetic effort they had in the run game this past year, not bad, pathetic, that they are going to be a playoff team. Show me. It won't be a lack of talent. Won't be a lack of talent. But they were arrogant about how they approached this past season. We're just going to throw it every down. That's not how it works. Even NFL teams don't win Super Bowls that way. You must be more balanced. Ryan Williams, Watson Brooks, and just really about anybody that comes in. They have several other good players, including Noah Rogers coming over. If you haven't heard of him, very talented guy, played at NC State, really good. This was an elite recruit out of high school. I have a feeling Alabama fans are going to like him a lot. And he will be the beneficiary of Ryan Williams being on the field, Brooks being on the field. And again, that's just the beginning. They have other players too, but Alabama should be able to throw the ball down the field and make plays. My only other question really about the receivers, how well will they block? They're not going to be the biggest group. That'll be important. At running back, they've got guys. Don't let the stats fool you. There weren't many places to run last year. I'm being kind. Again, that's more on the staff than anything else. It'll improve, but if it's going to get to that elite level, they got to be able to get outside. How do the receivers block? Finally, the third downs will also be a big part of this if they're going to make a playoff run. Last year, Alabama wasn't bad. They were 42.6% on third down. And again, they were 125th in rushing doing that. If they could get to even 80th in rushing this year, I mean, that it sounds like a lot. It's 45 spots, but it's really not. If you could average 150, give or take yards per game this year, I could see an opportunity at least for Alabama to be maybe somewhere around maybe 70th, something like that. 150 yards this past year, the exact number, 150.29. Miami of Ohio is 78th. If you're at 150 yards per game, that's pretty good. They get to 78th, I would completely shift my thoughts on Alabama being a playoff team. And I think most people would be as well. That's the number. If they're under that, even by a yard or two, whatever. But if it's considered like if they're 125 yards or less, Kaelen DeBoer is going to be on the hot seat because they won't be in the playoff. They're not going to get that benefit of the doubt at 9-3 2 years in a row. It's not going to happen. Somebody else will get in over them, and they won't win 10 games at 125 yards rushing. Quarterback, that's what this is about, and it'll take care of itself. But those young guys are both very talented. I don't think there's any doubt that DeBoer and his staff understand the passing game. But they've got to work on the run game because if they do, they'll have more explosive plays. They'll be in more short yardages on third down instead of 3rd and 6, and they'll put defenses in a bind, and Alabama will win more. Thank you very much for making the Portal Podcast a part of your day. This has been a quarterback profile of the Crimson Tide. We will see you again soon.